Fake burros. The desert all around Darwoon is full of wild burros, or as the Natural Park Service prefers to call them, feral burros, meaning farmerly domesticated burros that got turned loose in a desert and proceeded to reproduce, as might be expected of any animal. Buroz was originally brought to Darwoon in old mining days. They worked hard and served as companions to miners who lived all alone in little shacks out in the desert. Nowadays, burros are considered a nuisance by the authorities, destroy habitat, or so they claim. Burros wander around in a desert outside of Darwoon, come into town mostly at night to get a drink of water where people put it out. Clomping through town in the middle of the night, doggles barking, burros braying, clunking around on their big hoofs, making noise like drunks stumbling home after a night of too much whoopee. Pretty much everybody in Darwoon loves the wild burros, even though they cause a bit of trouble in the yurds, eating up gardens, jumping on the trees, making a muss, leaving big piles of poop in the street. My city friends get real excited when they come to Darwoon, get to see a real wild burro out in the desert or trumping around town. They start bringing me toy burros, ceramic burros, a bowl with a picture of a burro in the bottom. My house is getting full of burro this and burro that. Fine with me. I love the burros too. One year, when it comes time for big spring party, it happens to fall on a weekend of May 5th, so we decide to have a Mexican Cinco de Mayo party. On an invitation, we tell everybody, bring your burro. My friend Ginny shows up with a big plaster burro she bought from a Mexican vendor alongside of a road on her way to Darwoon. She says, here's a burro for you. Oh, I loved that burro. Put it in my yard right away next to the beaver tail cactus. Burro looked real nice there. People at a party posed for pictures with the burro, laying around in a yard next to big blooming cactus, their arm around Burro's neck, wearing sombrero, making funny Cinco de Mayo pictures like that. My friend Joyce brings a little stuffed burro. Very cute. She carries burro around at party all weekend, asks people to pet the burro. Everybody says, what a nice burro, so forth. Then on Sunday evening, Joyce rounds up a bunch of people in the middle of Main Street, has them all hold hands in a circle. Joyce says, kiss the burro goodbye. We pass around little stuffed burro, kiss it on a nozzle. Why does she want us to do this, we wonder? Next thing we know, Joyce is pouring Coleman fuel all over the little stuffed burro, sets it on fire in the middle of a street. Ha ha, everybody says, good joke. We watch Lil Burro go up in flames. Next day, nothing left of Burro but a plastic-looking dark spot on a pavement. Well, when Lily, the animal lover, gets word of the burro burning ceremony, she gets very upset. Terrible thing to set a little animal on fire, she says. Not funny at all. Everybody's scratching their head, wondering what's wrong with burning a stuffed animal. Not a real live critter. She must be nuts. Well, that's Lily. What can you do? Meanwhile, my big Plaster burro continues to live in a front yard next to the cactus plant and a big ornamental rock. Paint gets a little faded, so I touch it up with my artistic acrylic paints. Looks nice and bright again. Then one morning I go out in yard and there's the burro all knocked over on its side. Oh no, I'm a think, poor burro. I go over and see it's got one of its ears broke off, 2 legs broke. I look around, see some tracks of real burro right next to fell down, bursted up burro. Looks like some burro's been clomping right next to Plaster burro. Must have knocked him over by mistake. I'm nearly in tears thinking about how poor fake burro got injured by real burro. I take all the broken Plaster burro parts up on a porch, glue back the bursted ear and leg with epoxy cement, and put burro back in yard next to beaver tail cactus once again. Glued on parts don't look too bad. You can hardly see the cracks. Everything goes pretty good for the Plaster burro for a couple of years. I do a little repainting from time to time to brighten up the colors where paint wears off from rain or snow. One day I go out in the yard to feed the birds, and there's the Plaster burro laying down on its side again. But now it's really bursted up. It's broken half around the belly. The back legs are on one piece, front legs and head on the other. There's tracks of real burro or burros all around broken Plaster burro, but this time for sure the tracks look all violent, rearing, stumping, like actually attacking the Plaster burro. Why would a real burro want to attack an innocent Plaster burro, I'm a wonder? Seems sort of hopeless to fix up little burro anymore, but my boyfriend Silas suggests, how about use some plastic foam from can? So I get a can of foam, and we squish foam into bursted up halves of a burro, stick the pieces together real fast, put on duct tape to hold it in place, and wait for foam to set up. Uh-oh, turns out the foam expands a whole lot more than we expected. Burro has a big poof of foam sticking out of its belly crack. Looks pretty bad. Silas comforts me while I cry a little. So much for Plaster burro in a yard, I figure. Besides, real burros will continue to attack Plaster burro if I put it back in a yard. What to do? Then I'ma think, aha! Put burro in a window of schoolhouse next to statue of Spanish conquistador. Famous statue. Tourists take pictures of him all the time. When you look in a window, you can't really see big poofy foam belt around middle of bursted up burro. It looks pretty normal, like little companion of old conquistador. Now Plaster burro will be tourist attraction. Be famous on a farce book and Google Earth.